Hey, everybody. Super excited to be here with you today. We are going to be talking about the secret to filling your calendar with client calls. So all about sales, super exciting topic. And what you need to do before you start selling yourself, big important thing to know. It's a lunar eclipse today, right? So full moon lunar eclipse, that changes all of the energy. If you think that this is not impacting you as a woman entrepreneur, hi, Audra, I will respond to your message soon, love. My apologies for not responding sooner. It all impacts your energy. So you want to make sure that you are aware of what's going on. So many people that are in the world of entrepreneurship, women especially, women sell differently, they connect differently, they have different emotions. So understanding the feminine aspect of sales and client connection and all of those sorts of things is really important. So anyhow, we're going to talk a little bit about that. And what I was going to say is if you don't think that you're impacted by that, then you are mistaken. If you think about how the different moon cycles affect a woman's menstrual cycles, her body, also the tide, all of these things play into one another. And it's certainly not something that is being talked about in traditional marketing. So it's something that we as women need to pay attention to as we do our different marketing and how we spend our time and how do we sell from a feminine energy, which is something that I love exploring. It's a super juicy topic, and I just love being a woman and learning more about femininity and helping other women, hence my brand, Feminine Fortune. So we're also going to dive into how your energy attracts or doesn't attract, repels certain clients. And so I'm super excited. Just pop your questions in the thread here. If you have any questions, put them into the comment box. I would love to answer any questions. And then please also share the broadcast if you feel called to share the broadcast. Even if you're watching the replay, you can share the broadcast as well. So first, we'll go ahead and dive into what you really need before you start selling yourself. And I just want to make sure that we are streaming well here. So before you start selling something, you need to be prepared, right? I talk about the prosperity being in the preparation. And so let's talk about what your preparation is so that you can be more prosperous. So what you need to know is, do you have contracts set up? Like, first and foremost, what are you selling? Are you selling a product or are you selling a service? And what do you need to have set up ahead of time? Do you have an email marketing system? Do you need to have set up your contracts with an attorney? There's all kinds of things that need to be in place. And the other thing that I'm here to dispel is a myth. There is a huge myth that a lot of people have as women entrepreneurs, especially, that you have to have a website or a sales page or a this or that, some kind of an online something in order to sell something. And so I want to give you an example. And of course, I'm a coach, but I also have the School of Feminine Fortune. And in fact, a little secret I will tell you is that next Tuesday on Valentine's Day and Wednesday, we're having a flash sale. All of the courses in the School of Feminine Fortune are 50% off. You can buy one, you can buy all 8. So stay tuned for more information on that. I'm so happy to be having this happen. So in that particular situation, and I'll use the 2 different situations to give you an example of what you need to do to prepare for prosperity. So in that particular situation, yes, I hired a copywriter. We have an email sequence going out to my list. We have organic and paid social media traffic driving people to this wonderful opportunity for them to choose the courses for furthering their personal and professional development and just being able to pay for only the courses that they need, which is super awesome. And then the second example I will give you is even 4 years into my business, I've been coaching since 2010. 4 years into my business, I was invited to do a local speaking presentation, and it was to a room full of 10 people, smaller than my office, here in my office. And I think there was one other speaker. And so I had prepared, okay, so here's the big two P words, preparing and prosperity. They're both related in this particular situation. So anyhow, you have a piece of paper. So what I did is I had a piece of paper because I was doing a speaking presentation, and P.S., you treat the speaking presentation like you are speaking to 1,000 people or 100, so I've spoken to rooms full of hundreds and hundreds of people. And I've also spoken to people, I've spoken to small intimate groups. So treat the groups the same, really individualize and connect with people. And it makes a big difference when you give eye contact directly to one specific person and another specific person and another specific person. And it helps to increase the engagement in that connection. So anyhow, I had created a form ahead of time where it was like, put your name and email address in here to obtain this free bonus training that I would like to give to you. It was something that I could easily give away that I already had prepared. Maybe it was an audio training or a webinar or something like that. And then underneath of that, it said, check this box if you'd like to have a discovery session with me or a strategy session. So in the coaching industry, obviously that's how we do things. Depending upon what you're selling, that process may change. So anyhow, in a room full of 10, I don't remember how many people actually signed up for the discovery sessions, but I sold 4 90-day get it done coaching packages, which is what I was selling back in 2014, 3 years ago. And 4 of those people purchased a 90-day get it done coaching package for $4,000. So I spent 20 minutes doing a speaking presentation, and I got on the phone with people and I processed their credit card over the phone, and I sold $16,000 with nobody going to my website, nobody going to a sales page, nobody taking an additional step to second guess their investment and that sort of thing. So those are 2 different examples of what preparation is needed depending upon what it is you're selling and how you're selling it and that sort of thing. So even though we're having the flash sale for the school next week, where all of the courses in the School of Feminine Fortune are 50% off, I've already been selling flash sale to certain people. And some people that I've been speaking to for a while about the school, because the way it was structured has shifted, I even gave some people a pre-flash sale price and processed payments over the phone. So we've already begun selling flash sale courses, even though my team and I just finally got the sales page up with all the copy done and all of that stuff, really putting finishing touches on it just recently. So super exciting. And that really is a good example of entrepreneurship. It's a moving, breathing, living organism, if you will, that you take care of, and that it needs tweaking and nurturing and attention and so on. So paying attention to like what kind of energy you are giving to your business. Do you love your business? Do you want people to fall in love with you and your product or service? Or are you falling in love with your target market client? So that's a huge key to how your energy will affect and attract certain clients. If you are all about, oh my God, like for example, am I in love with my School of Feminine Fortune? Yeah, totally. I think it's amazing. The feedback that we've been getting from students is incredible. People have been having massively transformational results. The content was designed and edited in a conscious way where there are no triggering words, no shaming words, the words are more succinct. So there's a statistic that says for every 1 word that a man speaks, a woman speaks 20. And so I went through and edited, and I had an editing team go through and edit all of these. It also teaches women on their unique learning style. So there's audio guided meditations, there's video trainings, there's 25-page interactive workbooks that are created from conscious language, which is awesome. And it helps a woman to absorb the information more quickly. And so do I love what I've created? Yes, it's like a child to me to a certain degree, as you can imagine. But I don't want to then have that be what is the bottleneck in my business. So typically the business owner is the bottleneck in his or her business. So the way out of that is to continue to getting to know your target market, your avatar, your ideal client, your brand hero. I've heard it called many different things. and get to know them more intimately. Look for patterns and look for themes and look for what are they asking for. So prior to creating the School of Feminine Fortune, I had a beautiful opportunity to work with thousands of women from all over the globe. And I listened and I started tracking behavioral patterns, psychological patterns, subconscious patterns. And I was able to see what were the challenges they were facing. Why were a large majority of women going through a group program and only a small minority of them coming out the other side with tangible results and money in the bank? That was something I really wanted to solve because of my own personal story of staying in a really unhappy marriage with a dysfunctional alcoholic for far longer than I would have had I had my own money in the bank. And fortunately, the universe delivered a beautiful, miraculous situation to me in 2013 where it was massively apparent that the marriage was over. And it enabled me to, very terrified, walk away. But I was terrified that I couldn't take care of myself financially. And so what happened was I did a lot of faith work and a lot of strengthening my muscle of faith, if you will. One of the courses we have in the school is called A Course in Faith for this reason, because it's directly related to your ability to manifest. And so what happened was I tripled my income, broke into six figures. What I was terrified of never even happened. And my goal of wanting to keep my children in the home that they grew up in, which was so critical and important to me for them to have that level of stability, happened. And here I am 4 years later, happier, healthier, and wealthier than I've ever been. And what happened though is, in hindsight, when I reflected on things, I know now that when a woman has her own money in the bank, she makes very, very different decisions. And I truly want that for every woman across the globe. And it always will start with you. So when you are healing your own money story and your own money history, and we have a course in the school called Your Own Money, the Financially Empowered Woman, which was born out of these principles, then what happens is you impact everyone around you because you're in a happier, healthier, and wealthier place, right? Your energy becomes contagious. So going back to understanding your energy, this is a beautiful lead-in to our second teaching point today, which is, there's a lunar eclipse. So how does your body flow or respond or resist with different astrological aspects of things? And how do you honor those? So it's not just push, 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 go, go, go. That there is a time for that. And it's also not all the way in the other direction, like where it's like, oh, I just kind of, wake up and decide what I'm going to do, when I'm going to do it, depending upon my energy. Like I couldn't have a successful 48-hour flash sale next week on Valentine's Day and the day after without having some of the push, push, push go, but also tuning into my energy and saying, you know what, today I really need a bubble bath with candles and beautiful spa music and lemon water or a glass of wine or a cup of tea or something. And that did happen this week. I was going to start writing some of the copy, and I just thought, wait a minute, I've already got this amazing copywriter, and why wouldn't I just have him help out with this? And a huge weight was lifted off of my shoulders. And the very next day I booked a brand new client and made a ton of money, which was also really, really exciting. And so that's what happens when you shift your own energy to be in your power and to be in tune with yourself and in tune with what's going on in here and what's going on up here and merging the two. And being able to identify your needs and your desires in the moment. And then as a woman to be able to take care of those things or ask for help with them and then to receive, which is part of the law of reciprocity, right? Like someone else can't really give if you're not willing to fully receive that. And it's such a beautiful, beautiful demonstration of the feminine and the masculine energy. So right now you can do a quick check-in. In any moment you can do a quick check-in where you're just breathing into your center and breathing into the fullness of your belly and all of your chakras and just being present and using your breath as the catalyst for being present and tuning into what would really support me right now. And I invite you to do this as you're watching this right now, and you will get some brilliant information. And what happens next is you either doubt this information or you trust this information. And the doubting aspect of things perpetuates self-abandonment patterns or self-betrayal patterns, or the trusting it will perpetuate self-trust and self-love and positive self-talk patterns. And now you can see how all of this comes into play, especially the self-talk component, because it's a direct reflection of whether you are doubting yourself, whether you are questioning yourself, whether you have insecurities, whether you are loving yourself or not. And that's an easier way for people to hear that voice in the head, whether that voice is like, you're an idiot, I can't believe you did this, or people are going to think you're stupid, I can't believe you said that, versus, honey, I am so proud of you. You are being so amazing. And for anyone who has parents, or for anyone who is a parent is what I meant to say, that you can see directly, how do you speak to your own children, and how do you love them, and how do you encourage them or support them when they're feeling tired or sick or sad or something, and begin to use that as how you can begin to train your own self-talk. Because here's a really cool secret key about the law of attraction that nobody talks about. You cannot say, I want to attract more clients, or I want to have 10 new sales this month, if your self-talk is in direct opposition to that desired outcome. And that's a lot of the time, I don't know if I could put a statistic on it, but it's a lot of the time why someone sets a goal, or they set a money goal for the month, for example, and they have a desire for manifesting something like maybe a new MacBook or maybe a new iPad Pro like I just got. And so what happens if your self-talk is in direct opposition to what it is that you're desiring, aka more clients and more money coming in and so on, then it is going to be out of congruency with the wholeness of the different ingredients that come together with the universe to manifest what it is that you desire. So this is something that you really have to pay attention to. So if you think about it, if your self-talk is, I don't believe in what I'm selling, my value or my product or what have you, and you're coming onto a sales conversation or a sales encounter, and you are not having the positive self-talk, like, I believe in you, I know you can do this, you're going to be amazing, people are magnetically attracted to what it is that you're offering, then you're going to bring that energy with you to your sales conversations. And even though the words may never be spoken to articulate that exact thing, the sale will fall through for some reason or another. And what happens for a lot of women at this point is they make themselves wrong, they beat themselves up, they move into comparisonitis is what I call it. They hide, they are not being consistently visible, which is an important thing. If people don't know who you are, they won't be able to buy your stuff. It's that simple. So these are all of the things that happen instead of you really evaluating and knowing, how can I increase my self-trust, my self-love, and decrease my self-doubt and my self-judgment. And that way I'm bringing a completely different energy. It's a magnetic energy. When a woman really is doing the happiness work from the inside out and loving herself from the inside out, it does become a point of marketing magnetically, which is another course that we have in the School of Feminine Fortune. So because you are here with me today, and I absolutely adore you, I have a special exciting offer for you, and I will dive into one more tip after I share this offer with you. We are allowing you today to get in on the Sales Mastery course. So you'll get 11 weeks of content training in the interactive workbook, the 10-minute video trainings, and the 2-minute guided audio meditations. You'll also get 12 group Q&A calls with me for laser coaching on any topic, not just sales mastery. But to take advantage of this offer, what you'll do is you'll go to RebeccaMattias.com/sales50. That's 50 for 50% off. And head on over there and grab the course. It's only going to be 50% off for the next 24 hours. So you'll want to make sure that you grab that now. And these courses are never going to be at this price ever again. These are introductory founding member prices because the School of Feminine Fortune is relatively brand new, even though I've been working on it for close to a year now. And so I really want you to take advantage of this opportunity to customize your own personal and professional development education. We're going to go through all of the common objections in there, so you'll be feeling fully confident in your sales conversations to handle any objection that might arise on that particular sales conversation. So again, you can click the link in this post, or you can go directly to RebeccaMattias.com/sales50. So I would love to see, I'm just going to pop on over and see if anyone has any questions. Otherwise, we totally have another component to go through that I'm so excited to share with you about how to increase your conversion rates. So if you increase your conversion rates, guess you increase your bottom line, okay? So that's something that's really, really important. So here's what you can start doing so that you increase your conversion rates and start to make more money. Go ahead and if you have any questions, go ahead and post in the post. I think my internet's like super duper slow because of the live streaming that's going on. So I'll try and get over there and see if I can see questions. But if not, here's what you're going to do. You're going to make a piece of paper or a document. On my new iPad Pro, I'm like super in love with this app my coaches told me to get, which is called Good Notes. So I can write with my cool little Apple Pencil, which has been so fun. I can literally write on the iPad, which I love because I'm such a paper and pencil kind of person. But anyways, what you're going to do at the top of, you can start it now, but I suggest that you do it for 30 days. And I suggest that you also do it for truly accurate conversion rates. You always want to be looking at your numbers, right? Like everything that I've told you up until this point is super important for your energy and so on. But there are a lot of different components to having success and getting results. One of which is huge, and it's looking at your numbers on a regular basis. Okay, so this is what we're talking about. This is one of the components. Oh, thank you, Lucia. That's so lovely. She's saying, you look beautiful. The link again, Christy, is RebeccaMattias.com/sales50. So what you're going to do is pay attention to your numbers from here on out in a much grander way. And at the top, you'll write conversion tracking, okay? And then what you're going to do is you're going to start writing down how many sales encounters, how many sales conversations have you had. And I just want to give a bonus tip here too. Treat your business like a business, not a hobby. So in other words, if you're out and someone's like, hey, I'm interested in coaching, or I want to do this, or I want to do that, don't have the conversation right there. Make it professional and make it separate. So make it that you would say, oh, great, I would really love to speak further with you about my work. Let me get you on my calendar officially, and here's how I do these sales conversations or sales calls or what have you. Oh, thank you so much, Dee. I love that you guys are getting so much value from all of this. So anyhow, so what you're going to do is you're going to treat your business like a professional business, and a professional business owner pays attention to her numbers on a regular daily basis. And it's not to be OCD with your numbers, but you need to know your numbers and you need to know what's working. Again, fall in love with your clients, fall in love with what are they desiring from you. So then what you're going to do is you're going to write every person's name on the list that you speak to that is, that you had a sales conversation with. And then you write whether they signed up with you or they purchased your product or service or not. And after you track this for the month, what you'll end up with at the end of 30 days, and even though it's February 10th, you can still go ahead and do it whenever. It doesn't matter if you're watching this training, then you have the power to really get the results. So just take action and do it, right? Do it right now while we're talking. And then you'll know, okay, I had 10 sales conversations and 4 of those people purchased my product or service. And it doesn't matter how much your product or service costs, right? We could be talking about like a hair accessory, for example, but you still need to know your numbers. At the end of that month, you're going to know, hey, 4 people purchased. That gives me a 40% conversion rate. What you're going to do over time is you're going to do the tracking for March, for April, whatever month of the year, it doesn't matter. And you're going to add up those numbers. So let's say you had a 60% conversion rate for the second month and a 50% conversion rate for the third month. And a 50%, I'm just using easy numbers to do this easily for you. And a 50% conversion rate, meaning 5 out of 10 people signed up for you in month 4. At month 4, you're going to have a much more accurate account for what your conversion rate is, because you're going to take all of those months and add up, whether it was 6 people or 10 people out of 20, or that part doesn't matter, but you're going to add up how many people purchased and how many people did you speak to over those 4 months. Or if you're tracking your monthly percentage rates, then you can average those 4 monthly percentage rates. Either way you do it, you're going to get the same number. That's what's cool about math. And then you'll have a more accurate number of what your conversion rate is. Now, what do you do with this information? This is the fun part, right? Now that you have this information, you get to predict how much money you're going to make. Woohoo! That's exciting, right? So now if you know you have a 40% conversion rate and you have a product or service that's worth $1,000 that you're selling, you're going to be stuck here at the $4,000 per month mark because your average conversion rate is 40% or 50% or whatever the number is. Now you know that in order to increase your monthly revenue, you need to increase the amount of sales conversations that you're having, or you do both, because you can stack certain approaches to things and you can skyrocket your results even faster. So you don't want to just increase the number of sales calls that you're having. What you can also do is qualify these people at a different level, so that what happens is you're not only up leveling the quality of the lead that you're connecting with and speaking with, but you're also increasing the number of those leads, so that maybe what happens is, because you have qualified your lead even greater and you are increasing the amount of conversations that you're having, you stack your success and you triple your income. And now you've broken into 6 figures, woohoo, and you're making $12K per month, which is approximately $150 a year. So that is super awesome and super exciting. It's easy. It's free to do. I'm so glad I was able to give you this conversion tip. I want you to come back and see me. I want to also remind you to go to RebeccaMathias.com/sales50 to get 50% off the Sales Mastery course. This is just a teeny little sampling of what we're going to go over in our 90-day time period and our 12 weeks of live group coaching sessions together. So I just really hope that you have gained so much value from this. Oh, love hearing that. Yay. But I want you to come back to this thread. I want you to bookmark it or favorite it. And I want you to come back and I want to hear from you. I want you to let me know, whether it's through private message or going to my website, RebeccaMathias.com, and clicking on the contact button. I want to hear what happens for you as a result of implementing all of these fabulous tips that I so enjoy giving to you. And I wish you all a fabulous rest of your day, morning, or evening, wherever you are in the world. Lots of love, everyone.